There is one device that I wanted to develop myself that we call the cardioscope, the ECG scope, which is a device that will fix on the chest of the person to get a real-time activity of the heart of a person. They were very excited to use the product, especially doctors in the city, because medical devices are not very easy to get in Africa. And I said them, take my device freely and use it on your patient. And then if you have some problem, just call me. And then at the end of the month, we will have a meeting, and then you will tell me what's wrong, what you want to have in the device, and what you don't want to have in the device. For the first meeting, the main feedback was the electrodes, because the sensors was using only 4 electrodes. And then the cardiologists tell me that it is not enough to produce a complete diagnosis for a patient. So you have to change, to ameliorate. And to do that, I needed to design a new sensor with 10 electrodes. So to find on the internet the different techniques how to design a sensor with 10 electrodes. So it took me 1 year, but finally we have our new sensor. And actually we are also designing the box for this sensor, which will have the same color that the CardioPad. We discovered that when we put the device on the ground, the nurse in Africa have many difficulties to use a computer. So this is how we made 3 different software. A software that is used for the cardiologist, so he can perform a heart. He can analyze the data which come from the village and produce his diagnosis. And a software which is very useful to you, very easy to use, with big buttons, something like this, for the nurse. I needed to go from the prototype to 20 devices, because you cannot promote a project with only a prototype. So I decided to record a small video demonstration, and then I post it on the internet, and then the video got a lot of views in some days. So this involved the journalists to write some articles about the project, and then this article reached to the president of my country. So this is how he heard about my invention and decided to grant me for 40,000 USD. So it is very important to be patient and to make many steps of your work inside your country. So when you get in China, you have everything, every definition, because they don't want to think about your project, to think about your product. They just want to produce how you said they have to produce. And then you have to be there. You go with your schematic and with the component list in a factory in China, that we call a PCB factory, or a motherboard factory, you can say, and then you said, this is the list of the components that I have, and this is the schematic how you will collect, and then they will produce you the motherboard. For the motherboard, it is okay. You have the component, you have your prototype, it is a set of electronics, so it is easy. But for things like box, like cases, sometimes when you give your schematic, they will produce a first one that you will not that will not be okay. For me, for example, I go in China at least 3 times a year, but you have to be there to check if it is good, if it is like you want. Then I come back with the 20 device in Cameroon, and then I start promoting the project by recording other video demonstration on how the CardioPad can work on a real patient. So this is how I submitted again the project for the Rolex Award for Enterprise, which is a competition organized by the Rolex Institute. And then I won the first place in the category of applied technology. I got 50,000 Swiss francs, and then I was able to launch the manufacturing of 300 devices. Like I said, you have to be patient. you don't have to count the money you invest in the project, because you will invest many money. Sometimes when you have to apply some modification, you will pay sometime again. When you want to go to China, when you need to go to China, you will spend the money. So you don't have to sometimes look to look every time what you are spending. You just spend it to do what you have to do. Because you spend a lot of money, that I have already spent a lot of money. But when you see the results, it is encouraging. So you don't have to see what you are spending, you just do it. Just do it.